SlimmDa KID and Round 2 Wrestling are back. Thank you for tuning into this brand new podcast here on the 29th of November, 2023. 2023 is coming to a close and 2024 is going to be here before you know it. For those of you who have never listened to Round 2 Wrestling or have skipped my podcast for most of 2023, let me break it down for you. Round 2 Wrestling is very similar to a new style broadcast. We have 4 rounds. Round 1 is the pro wrestling rumor mill. This could be fabricated bullshit or it could have a grain of truth to it. It's up to you, the fan, to decide what you'd like to believe. Round 2, pro wrestling news. This is actual, factual, confirmed news across multiple outlets, including but not limited to Sports Illustrated. We then move on to Round 3, title matches and their exclusive results brought to you by me, SlimmDa KID, and Round 2 Wrestling. We then conclude Round 2 Wrestling with a fan and producer favorite, Did You Know? Did You Know are little bits of information and facts about the wrestling world you may or may not have known about. However, we are at the beginning of the broadcast and we are going to kick things off how we always do, and that is by taking a listen to the Pro Wrestling Rumor Mill. Here we go. The NWA will be announcing a pay-per-view in Florida for January 13th, 2024, says PW Insider. WWE Raw will be getting a new theme song soon, per Fightful Select. It looks to be from WWE's current music team at Def Rebel, and will be titled Born to Be. WWE believes MJF, quote-unquote, quietly re-signed with AEW and will be with Tony Khan's company until 2027. That, according to House of Wrestling's WWE sources, is why there have been quote-unquote zero talks between WWE and MJF. AEW plans to hold All In Wembley Stadium annually on the last Sunday of August, which is the day before the annual Summer Bank holiday in the United Kingdom. And this is according to the Wrestling Observer. This is a big rumor that I find hard to swallow because they're basically saying that they want to have an 80,000, 100,000 stadium series every year in the UK. You might be able to get away with that once or twice, but not annually. You gotta move it around. So again, this is an interesting rumor to think about. Maddie Renkowski was at the WWE Performance Center last week and is believed to have signed with the company, according to PW Insider. Private Party's Mark Quinn was backstage at a recent AEW show, and the company's hopeful he could be back soon, and this is a Fightful report. PW Torch's Wade Keller heard that Jay White, quote-unquote, wasn't thrilled with how things went with the build and the match against MJF at AEW Full Gear. This has been an ongoing rumor ever since the conclusion of Full Gear. We here at Round 2 Wrestling will keep our eye on this particular rumor in the upcoming weeks and months. Per PW Insider, earlier this week, the Young Bucks filed to trade the terms KTB Wrestling and Super Dick Party. It is no secret that a turn to heel is coming for the Young Bucks in the upcoming weeks. Multiple outlets have stated CM Punk signed a new contract with WWE the day of Survivor Series, and it is, quote, a multi-year deal. Will Ospreay's AEW contract is for 3+ years and was given a quote-unquote 7-figure deal per Fightful Select. That draws to a conclusion Round 1 and the Pro Wrestling Rumor Mill. We're going to move right into Round 2. This is Pro Wrestling News. Alrighty. It was reported yesterday that WWE investors filed a lawsuit challenging the promotion's merger with UFC.
You what?
In an update published by Bloomberg, the lawsuit claims that former WWE chairman and current TKO executive chairman Vince McMahon used his, quote, domineering personality, end quote, and majority stake at WWE to arrange an unfair transaction. We here at Round 2 Wrestling will be sure to keep our ear to the scanners for this particular story, and will update you as it becomes available. Former AAA Mexico champion and current AEW VP to resign from AEW.
That's fucking stupid.
QT Marshall, current vice president, producer, and manager of talent relations, announced on X, formerly known as Twitter, that he would be leaving AEW later on in 2023. Marshall has reportedly expressed his frustration among AEW talent for some time, as he is of the opinion that he would never be presented as a big star in the company. AEW champion suffering from multiple injuries.
You what?
AEW World Heavyweight Champion MJF sustained real injuries during the main event of the AEW pay-per-view All Gear last month. MJF suffered a hip injury that required it to be popped back into place, and a shoulder injury, which is a torn labrum. MJF will be avoiding surgery and doing rehab instead to make sure he doesn't miss any time, including his World Heavyweight title defense against Samoa Joe at the World's End pay-per-view in December 2023. An update on WWE Hall of Famer's son's legal issues.
That's fucking stupid.
Nick Hogan, son of former WWF and WCW World Champion Hulk Hogan, was charged with a DUI earlier this month in Clearwater, Florida. Round 2 Wrestling now has an update regarding this legal case. PW Insider reports Hogan will be arraigned for a misdemeanor DUI on the 18th of December at 9 a.m. Hogan previously entered a plea of not guilty via his attorney. We here at Round 2 Wrestling will give you an update on this situation as it becomes available. The most downloaded woman on the internet is sentenced to prison.
You what?
Tammy Sunny Sitch on Monday was given her sentence after she pleaded no contest to a felony charge of DUI. In March 2022, Sitch was involved in a vehicular accident causing the death of 75-year-old Julian Lassiter. Sitch was charged with a myriad of penalties, including, but not limited to, 1 count of DUI causing death, 1 count of causing death while operating a vehicle with a suspended or revoked driver's license, 4 counts of DUI causing injury to a person, and 3 counts of DUI causing damage to property. On Monday, Sitch was sentenced to 17 years.
You what?
17 years in prison, plus 8 years or more of probation. Her driver's license has been revoked, and she is not eligible for parole in the state of Florida. NXT announces date and location for new NXT pay-per-view.
You what?
NXT Vengeance Day is set to take place Saturday, February 4th, 2024, live at the F&M Bank Arena in Clarksville, Tennessee. Tickets for the upcoming NXT pay-per-view will go on sale to the general public Friday, December 8th, 2023. The best in the world made his return to WWE.
That's fucking stupid.
CM Punk, the most controversial wrestler on the planet, made his return to WWE at Survivor Series this past weekend. The worst/best kept secret in all of pro wrestling, it has yet to be seen what CM Punk's role in WWE will be moving forward, and if there is still any animosity between Punk and the WWE locker room. More will be reported in the upcoming weeks and months as the situation involving CM Punk and his return to WWE plays out. That draws to a conclusion round 2 and the pro wrestling news. We move on to round 3 title matches. However, warning. This next segment may contain spoilers, including results from WWE Survivor Series, GCW WrestleCade, the AAAxIMPACT Crossover UltraClash pay-per-view, AEW Ring of Honor, WWE, NXT, NWA, MLW, Impact, AAA, CMLL, New Japan, RevPro, etc., etc. Alright, a shortened round 3 this week. Ring of Honor World Champion Eddie Kingston defeated Lee Johnson to retain the Ring of Honor World Championship. Undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions Judgment Day defeated Street Profits to retain the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles. GCW World Champion Blake Christian defeated Billy Starks to retain the GCW World Championship. Wheeler Yuta defeated Ring of Honor Pure Champion Katsuyori Shibata to become the new Ring of Honor Pure Champion. WWE Intercontinental Champion Gunther defeated The Miz to retain the WWE Intercontinental Championship. WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley defeated Zoe Stark to retain the WWE Women's World Championship. AAA World Tag Team Champions NGD defeated Arez and Frankie Kazarian to retain the AAA World Tag Team titles. WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Piper Niven and Chelsea Green defeated Tegan Nox and Natalya to retain the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. NXT Tag Team Champions The Family defeated Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo to retain the NXT Tag Team titles. NWA World Television Champion Mims defeated Carson Drake to retain the NWA World Television title. Ninja Mac defeated Super Crazy and Pro Wrestling Noah GHC Hardcore Champion Masato Tanaka to become the new GHC Hardcore Champion. RevPro Undisputed British Women's Champion Alex Windsor defeated Maya Matthews to retain the RevPro Undisputed British Women's Championship. That is the end of round 3 and title matches. Be sure to listen to this particular episode of Round 2 Wrestling again in case you missed your favorite promotion and whether or not your favorite champion retained or if a new champion was crowned. We are coming up to the end of Round 2 Wrestling, which means we are at Round 4. Did you know? Did you know are little bits of information and facts about the wrestling world you may or may not have known about. You gotta love the bell. Did you know the Intercontinental Championship was created when the WWF unified the North American title and the South American title in 1979? A fictional tournament was held in Rio de Janeiro with Pat Patterson declared the first Intercontinental Champion. Did you know Christian is the only wrestler in WWE history to be a multi-time world champion in the company who never won the title by pinfall or submission? He won the title in a ladder match and by disqualification. Did you know the original New World Order trio of Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall had only 5 matches total together, 4 in WCW and 1 in WWE. They are undefeated as a trio in those matches. Did you know Montez Ford came up with the idea for Bianca Belair to wear her now famous long braid to stand out in WWE developmental? Did you know John Cena and Seth Rollins are the only 2 wrestlers to be ranked number 1 in the PWI 500 3 separate times? And did you know Adam Rose, Bubba Ray Dudley, Shad Gaspard, Shane McMahon, Batista, and Xavier Woods are the only wrestlers who are undefeated against Roman Reigns in televised singles matches? That draws to a conclusion Round 2 Wrestling. I am your host, SlimmDa KID, and be sure to tune in next week for a brand new episode where I bring you more news, more rumors, and more results from the world of professional wrestling. Round 2 Wrestling is brought to you by SlimmDa KID and Spreaker.com.